What's good, Copenhagen? What's good, gang, gang? Lovely Soul Empress here, coming to do what I think might be a very important reading. We're going to check out what's going on. What's good, Nelson? We're going to see, yeah. So let me light some incense. I'm going to give you some background, and then we're going to get into some things. Okay, so for those of you that have been with me for a while, you may have seen a reading I did last month called, what was it called? Who's in Charge? And this reading was about the WHO organization and majority of the countries in the world giving them carte blanche, basically, over our medical sovereignty, okay? And I did this reading about a month ago. And yesterday, after I had done the live, I was doing some research and some other things, and I came across a post that was talking about the Georgia Stones. And I have mentioned the Georgia Stones on this channel before, but we've never done an in-depth reading about the Georgia Stones. And the importance of this is that it seems that yesterday in the pre-dawn hours, the Georgia Stones were bombed or exploded or something happened, okay? And it made me think, because I was like, damn, I know I just mentioned that. So I went back and I was like, what reading is it? And Spirit was like, who? So I was like, okay, it might be the who reading. So I went back and I found it, okay? And it is at about the 25-minute point, but there was actually two things that I found in that reading. And we're gonna discuss them, but I wanna give you some background on what the Georgia Stones is, why it came up in the reading, and then we're gonna do a reading, all right? So bear with me. So let's start off with what the Georgia Stones are, what they were. Okay, so they were erected, and I pulled up the Wikipedia so I could give accurate information. They were erected in 1980 in Georgia. Okay, there was a lot of mystery around who erected these stones. Okay, it resembles loosely the Stonehenge, but Stonehenge doesn't have words on it. And the American version, supposedly, okay, supposedly it was modeled by that, but nobody really knows the real meanings of the Georgia Stones, right? Supposedly it was modeled after the Stonehenge. So let me just read to you what Wikipedia says real quick, because it's important for you can understand what we're discussing. Georgia Stones were a granite monument that stood in Elbert County, Georgia, United States, and first erected in 1980. The monument was 19 feet tall. Yada, yada, yada goes into the structure, okay? One slab stood in the center, 4 more slabs around it. A capstone lay on top, and all 5 of the slabs are together, right? Which were astronomically aligned. Okay, so first things first, what's good, Frequency Connects? This it does like the pyramids, right, where it aligns to solar and astrological alignments, but this one does it on a day basis. So like every morning the sun will line through a particular hole in the stone. So it was done per astrology, okay? So supposedly in June of 1979, a man by the pseudonym of Robert C. Christian, but really it's R.C. Christian that it was written down as, okay, approached a granite company in Elberton and requested that they build this structure. Christian explained that the stones would have functioned as a compass, a calendar, and a clock, and should be capable of withstanding catastrophic events. The man reportedly used the pseudonym as a reference to his Christian religion. Christian said he wanted a granite monument built that could rival the British Neolithic monument Stonehenge, which he drew inspiration from after visiting them. However, he noted that while impressive, Stonehenge had no message to communicate. Now, I want to pause here. I first came into the knowledge of the Georgia stones in 2007. And I did a lot of research at that time. And although the name RC Christian was known at that time, they were saying at that time, per Google, that they didn't have any information, who this Christian was, who helped them build it, who put it in place. Now they seem to have background information. Let's take it with a grain of salt, right? So supposedly the people at the granite company thought that he was a little off his rocker, and they tried to, like dissuade him from building it, but he was persistent. They did the job, right? So now it gets put up in March of 1980. Okay. Hold on one second. On March 22nd, 1980, the monument was unveiled by Congressman Doug Bernard before the audience between 203 people. Christian later transferred ownership of the land to of the guidestones to Elbert County as of 2022. So it just changed hands as to who was going to own the property. Up until that point, this pseudonym person owned the property, and then it was transferred. Now, the other thing that I find strange is that in 2007, when I was doing the research, nobody knew where this man was. So now, he transferred the thing over, and they know where he is. You understand? Okay, so that's one, right? Okay, so on May 1st, 2022, let me go back. In 2008, they were defaced, okay? And somebody wrote on them, "Death to the New World Order," okay? And this was the first very serious act of vandalism that was done to this site, okay? When the stones were vandalized with graffiti, including the phrase, "I am Isis, the goddess of love," okay? After the acts of violence, security cameras were installed on the site. So they never found out who did it. They didn't have any cameras up, and then they installed cameras on this facility. Now, in 2022, May 1st, okay, Candace Taylor, a candidate running for Georgia Republican gubernatorial primary, released a campaign ad calling for the destruction of the guidestones, okay? So this was back in May. Now, yesterday, July 6th, 2022, an explosion hit the stones, destroying, and we're going to get into it, the Swahili Hindi language slabs, and caused significant damage to the capstone. Nearby residents reported hearing and feeling explosions at around 4 a.m. Okay? CCTV footage caught a vehicle leaving the scene, and police are investigating the incident. The remaining stones were dismantled by authorities later in the day with a backhoe for safety reasons. Now, on your own time, please do go watch a video of look at the before picture, which looks like the thumbnail that I put up, and then go look up the explosion video. Then go look up what it was after the explosion, because it doesn't look like it needed to be torn down. Okay, I am not a proponent or against it. I'm just giving you the information so you can determine your own opinion. Now let's talk about what the capstones and the Georgia stones actually said, because this is why this is so important. Okay, so on the Georgia stones, there was 4 ancient languages. The 4 ancient languages are Babylonian, Classic Greek, Sanskrit, and Ancient Egyptian. These were on the top stones, okay? Excuse me. And then the 4 slabs, each slab on one side and on the reverse side had the same thing written, but in 8 languages, okay? And the 8 languages that it was written in is Russian, Chinese, Arabic, Hebrew, Hindi, Swahili, Spanish, and English. Now, before we go any further, do you know how many languages we have around the world? Why only these 8? Why only these 8? Right? And let's talk about what they say. So that way you can really make an educated decision. Okay? So in these languages, what it was saying was this was supposed to be the guidelines for a reasonable society, for what society should look like. Here they are. It was 10 things, and I'm going to read it to you really quickly so we can push forward, okay? The first one, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. They mean for the planet. The United States has about 300 million people alone. Okay, so we're already talking about population control. Okay, number 2 says guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. So they're talking about engineering. Okay, engineering our reproductive, the way we reproduce, right? So this could be referring to limiting who can have a child, right? Because if they're trying to keep it under 500 million, I mean, then, you know, right? Then you have the next one says unite humanity with a living new language. Okay, the 4th rule is rule passion, faith, and tradition, and all things with tempered reason. Okay, then the 5th one is protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Number 6 is let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Okay? In a world court, meaning that, you know, we wouldn't have these individual situations, right? Right, Nelson. Okay, so now the next one says, number 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. Number 8 is balance personal rights with social duties. Number 9 is prize truth, beauty, love, and seeking harmony with the infinite. And number 10 is be not a cancer on earth, leave room for nature, leave room for nature. Okay? So, apart from the structure itself, there was a stone, okay, of a few feet away. And it's in the ground. And it's supposed to be like a legend, or, you know, it's supposed to explain the significance of this structure. Okay? And it says who made it. It just says RC Christian. Now, under that slab that I'm talking about that is in the earth that's supposed to explain what's going on over there, right? It says that 6 feet under that slab, they placed basically like a time capsule or something under there that should be opened at a particular point. And it says should be open on, and then the date for that is blank. Okay? So now let's come into the future, right? Right now, this happened yesterday, right? Within hours. It wasn't a thing of like, should we try to preserve these or what? No, within hours, they decided that they were going to demolish the whole monument, right? So within hours, they demolished the whole monument. I'd like to know if they opened up that hole and figured out what was in there. Or is that not going to be released, right? Because why would you demolish the stones and not open that up? Or are you going to just keep a little fence around that? Like what's good with that, right? But anyway, so there's that. Now let's talk about how this came into the Who reading. At about 25 minutes, into the reading, I'm discussing why they would want to give the sovereignty away to this organization outside of nations. And I said to you, it had something to do with the frequency and that they were trying to get a particular amount of control, and that because of the Great Awakening, that they were losing control over people and that they needed to lower the frequency. So right before I start talking about the Georgia stones, now mind you, this is a month ago, I said, they're gonna attack mothers and the babies. Mothers and the babies. What happened last week? Roe versus Wade, right? And I was saying in the reading that they were going to do something in the short term to distract the collective, to lower the frequency. So I was looking for the Georgia stone portion. But when I say that, like 60 seconds before I start talking about the Georgia stones, I'm talking about how they're going to attack the mothers and the babies. Okay, sidebar, yesterday, while I was researching this, I'm sitting on the bed and a news report comes on the TV talking about a 10-year-old in Ohio, the state that I reside, almost being forced to give birth to a baby that she was raped. Okay, they had to take her to another state. Okay, so, proof of the fact that they are definitely attacking women and babies. Okay, so that's one. So then, what's good, Mezzo? Is that what it says? Mexo? Sorry, my vision sucks. Okay, so right after that, right? I said, you know what? And you can see it in the video because Spirit said something to me. And I'm like, you know what I would like to know? I would like to know if, and then I said, Spirit, give it back to me. It's like it had left my mind. And then I heard it again. And then I said, I would like to know if the languages that are on the Georgia stones are the same countries that financially back the Who. Right? That's exactly what I said. So you can go back and you can go to the Who reading and look at about 25 minutes to about 29, 30 minutes, and you'll see the piece that I'm talking about, okay? Now, yesterday, when I saw this story, I go right on because I wanted to show my boyfriend. He had never heard of the Georgia stones. So I showed him a video, which after I get off, because they don't let me link these videos ahead of time, I'm going to link a video that describes and takes you on a tour of the Georgia stones, before they were destroyed. So I'm going to link that so you can see the importance. You'll see all the information I was talking about. It's about 11 minutes long, right? And then you decide, right? But in that Who reading, we were talking about the financial backers of this Who organization. Bill Gates was one of them. Okay, and what is going on with who wants this control worldwide? And then I mentioned the Georgia stones, and within a month they're destroyed. Okay, so that's where we're gonna start today. So I'm sorry that it took that long, but I had to give you the background so that we could get into it. All right, so we're gonna take a moonology to start with. Yes, and I feel like, listen, I give out a lot of these readings on this channel for the most part. I want to say 70% of my readings are about self-growth and about doing the shadow work so that we can step into, what's good, Tamila? So that we can step into our higher selves, right? But it's quite frequent that Spirit will give me some some other type readings, some warnings and such for us to look out for. This is one of those readings, okay? I feel like there's something bigger at play here. We need to pay attention. I feel like they're going to try to make it seem like it's one thing and it's another, okay? Right? And I find it very strange that this happened yesterday and already everything on the web is already corrected. It's already corrected, okay? And it has additional information. I told you, like in the beginning, when I was first looking up these Georgia stones in, correct. I was already looking up, in 2007, I was looking up a lot of information about these Georgia stones. And basically all they had was like RC Christian and how they couldn't find him and they didn't know who he was and he was affiliated with. Now they have all those background information. They have the company that put it. They have, all how he signed it over in 2022. Really? Because y'all didn't know who he was. Or do you know who he is? Okay? You feel me? So, first quarter moon in Sagittarius, expansive knowledge is ruled by Sagittarius, Jupiter, right? And it says, believe in your good luck, right? And we've been talking a lot about our frequency and how in the morning you should think and envision the life that you want. And then you should also envision the life that you want before you go to sleep. Why? Because things are manifesting as fast as you envision it. That's how fast it's coming true. So if you're thinking about negativity, that's how fast it will come true. So try to program your mind to stay in positive energy, right? So this is us. Right? Trying to focus in the chaotic energy that we have right now on the things that we're trying to manifest rather than the distractions, right? Right. In the morning, you feel more energy. So we're trying to have the third eye generate what we're trying to manifest so that it can aid us in bringing it in, because we have a lot of things around us right now that are trying to have us generate a lower frequency so that it can be harnessed for their own purposes, right? So now you have the full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. This is exactly what we're trying to do, right? We see all this madness, these mass shootings, the Roe versus Wade, just so many things that are happening in the collective. And we're trying to exhale. We're trying to not absorb those that are on this mission of enlightenment. We're trying to ignore, right? Be mindful, but ignore that lower frequency because we can recognize that it is like a way to try to pull us down. Full moon in Aquarius, be real. Saturn is in retrograde right now. There's a lot of karma at play. Okay, and things are being revealed by force or by other means. Okay, I find it strange that in the 2008 defacing of this monument, that it was talking about ISIS. Okay, and we have been doing readings for what, like 6 months, talking about the divine feminine energy is coming through and taking down this patriarchy, right? And then you got the first moon in Leo, be humble. I feel like when they say this be humble thing, this is like somebody, this woman, what was her name? Candace something, that she's running for governor. She was saying this should be torn down. And I bet you she'll be like, it wasn't me. It wasn't anybody I'm affiliated with, but it was a good thing. That's what they're going to say, right? Everybody's going to hide their hands. It wasn't me. No one's going to want to take credit for it, right? No one's going to want to take credit for it, right? Let's get a manifesto here. And I feel like there's something here, okay? Because first off, they want to reduce the population. Let's look up the world population. $7.753 billion people. So you're talking about a mass level extinction, okay? That's not me saying, trying to spread fear. That's per what these monuments were saying. That, over 7 billion people would have to be removed, okay? And this is as of right now. And it's actually increased since 1960. Okay, so right now we're at 7.75 billion people. And they want to have it at a maximum of 500 million. Okay? Who do they want to get rid of? And why is it only 8 languages? Right, there's so many things to consider here, okay? There's a lot of things to consider here, gang. And, I'm not here to tell you one way or the other. I'm here to inform you of things and for you to make the educated decision and tap into what your guides are telling you, okay? Because this is important shit, okay? So, first card came out in reverse. How many times have we caused ourselves pain because we failed to pause and think, how would my best self view and respond to this situation? Okay? And yes, I believe so. Metro, if that's what it says. My fucking vision. I need help. I need an eye exam. Okay, so it says here, how many times have we caused ourselves pain because we failed to pause and think, how would my best self view and respond to this situation? But it came out in reverse, right? And we're being inundated, right? One day it's Roe versus Wade. The next day it's 2 or 3 mass shootings, right? I also want to do another reading. I'll try to do it later this week or over the weekend about the gentleman who was shot 60 times right here in Akron by me, okay, in 7 seconds. He wasn't armed. Okay, so they said he had a gun in his car, but he wasn't armed. He was running from the police. Okay, so whether he did something or he didn't is not the point. You don't have to shoot anybody 60 times, okay? That's overkill as an understatement. All right, so you see how they have so many things, you can't even stay on one topic. Just as I'm trying to tell you this shit, I could think of like 5 different other things that have been happening recently that could take us out of our vibration. So while this is happening and while it's happening overnight and we have all these other things in the news, how many of you knew about this? You see what I'm saying? How many of you knew about this and what was happening? And, did it even make the news? How many people prior to this incident ever heard of the Georgia Stones? Okay. So now the next card says, there is no beauty in the world more perfect, more awe-inspiring, and more human and transfixing than unfiltered, unashamed love. Now, these people that did this monument, it's under the guise of humanity, right? This is what we need to do. We need to have fair and just laws, right? But the first two are the ones. The first 2 rules: maintain humanity under 500 million people in perpetual balance with nature, and guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Why? Okay. So when you think about guide reproduction wisely, you know what pops into my mind? Hitler. Okay? Because he was trying to genetically engineer shit too. Okay? We need to hello, anybody home? Okay? And now that we have all this shit happening, right? Did somebody vandalize this because they disagree with it? Or did somebody vandalize this? Because this is what I feel. Did somebody vandalize this because it's the playbook and they don't want the playbook there? And they don't want the playbook there, right? Now, on the side that had the English, before I continue, the slab that had the English on it, in the top right-hand corner, it had the date 2014. I don't know if it was in 2014. The video that I'm gonna put up in the description will give you more information, and I'll do that as soon as we get off here, right? But the video that the 2014 was cut out of the stone, a little right-hand corner. That piece of the stone was removed. Nobody knows who removed it, okay? And then on top, you know, they have that one slab, right? They have that one slab that stands on top of the 5 slabs, right? On the top, half of the slab had like these red stains, right? It had like these red stains. And it was pouring down under the stone, right? And you're going to see it in the video I'm talking about. It was pouring down the American stone, right? And I find that very strange. It looked to me, you know, I don't want to, look to me like something had happened there, okay? Now, the stone that they removed or that was destroyed was the Swahili and Hindu, right? So when you think about, out of all the African languages, Swahili was the only one on there. And out of, you know, you got the Hindus, right? They have a large population, right? Both of those were removed. So were they trying to go from 8 to 6? And then they decided, you know what, take the whole damn thing down. We're telling on ourselves. Those who have won major victories realize that all the resources to win are within, and the most knowledge needed is to succeed is acquired after action, right? So this has been an ongoing plan since what? Before 1980, right? Because they needed time to do the structure. They already had this formula. They had made these rules, right? Are these people connected to the WHO? Are they connected to CERN? Are these all the same organizations? Right? What does RC Christian mean? Right? Is that an acronym? Is this some kind of, you know, where you got to move the letters around? Right? And, you know, it says here, and the most knowledge needed to succeed is acquired after action, right? Meaning that we're trying to put the puzzles together in reverse order. Okay? Something is not being told to us. Okay? Now you also have, there is a nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are. Okay, so I feel like with this, it's nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are. First off, if there was like really trying to drop down the numbers, right? They would have to cause some type of situation that, hold on one second. Okay, can you guys hear me? Because Copenhagen is having trouble. Before I continue, can you guys let me know? You can hear me. Okay, Copenhagen, it looks like it's just you. Okay. So back to what I was saying. What's good, Lialu? If there was supposed to be getting rid of certain numbers or lowering the numbers, as they're saying, right? They would have to cause an event that would be fearful, right? And it says there's a nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are, right? So this is about self-sufficiency, right? We've been talking about planting our own things. We've been talking about alkaline water. We've been talking about solar chargers. We've been talking about a lot of things. What's good, Shauna? To be able to sustain on our own. This proof. This proof. Okay? So let's continue. Let's get another deck before we go into the tarot. What do I want? Let's go with Mystic Martians. You know, I also find it funny that the CERN was powered up on July 5th and July 6th, this monument was destroyed. What's good with that? You know, and remember on the, was it the summer solstice? I told you guys go do a meditation in the sun. And then I told you the next day that I had this strange download with 3 triangles coming down and like some type of new strain. Remember that? For those of you that didn't see that, go back and look for, this was just a few weeks ago, like last week or some shit. Hold on. Summer solstice, what awaits you this season? And I was talking about, so that would, no, solar flares. That's what it's called. Solar flares, because I told you to do the meditation with the summer solstice. I did the meditation after we finished, and then the next day I did the solar flare reading. Okay, so I feel like you may need to, if you didn't see that, you may need to watch that as well so that you can kind of know why I'm referencing. It feels like all this shit is connected. I'm gonna be honest. Flower of life. What's good, Tammy? Okay, flower of life, inspiration, awe, and dreams, right? And we are right now very much starting to pay attention to not just like the flower of life, but more spiritual leaning, trying to understand the cosmos and our connection to the cosmos, the spiritual connection. Also, you know, and we've talked about this too. Why did the indigenous people of this continent and South America have pyramids, and so did Egypt, right? They didn't have phones, right? So there was something that both of these societies believed in, and there seems to be some type of return to this knowledge, right? So I feel like that's first, right? So we are being inspired. We are being cracked open, right? And then you have Arcturians here. Feeling safe, wisdom keepers concern, right? And it's in reverse, right? So what if they're purposefully trying to cause some type of chaos in the frequency so that people aren't mindful that, you know, things are falling into place for some type of event? Okay, and then you got the reptilians, predator, survival, tyrannical, right? And whether you believe, you know, in visitors is not the point, right? The point here is that, you know, they're trying, and I said this before in a reading too, they're trying to take us out our frequency because it's easier to hunt us in a specific way. Maybe not in a, you know, maybe not in a purge way, right? But there's many methods, right? So we need to be mindful because shit ain't right now. Now I'm gonna take a divine masculine archetype card because I feel like I want to know more about this RC Christian person. All right, Spirit, can you show me what is it with this person? What is their motivation? Anything else? Wow, okay. First card came out was the Wizard. Okay, and you see they have some planetary things there, and they're using like the image of some type of alchemy, right? And if you see, he's wearing a hood. And when I said to you, I saw stains on top. I actually, when I was watching the video that I'm going to post, while I was watching it, I felt like there were people that had been standing on top of that monument, and that's why the stains were there. I'm going to leave that with you and let you figure it out. What did they do up there to cause those stains? Okay, and then red stains, okay? And then land steward, right? So does this organization or this group or this RC person feel like they are supposed to be doing something for the planet or for the earth, like they're in charge of it in some way, right? Gathering aid, is this about resources? Is this also about having the collective feel like they're in need? Because remember, this other card said, there is nobility to those who do not let neediness or desperation compromise who they are, right? Maybe they're trying to put us in a frame of mind thinking that we need, that we're needy, right? But you are a sovereign being and everything you need is already within you. You have to program your mind like that, okay? Because shit is about to get real. All right, and then what do you have for the last card? Supreme Ordeal. Look at that shit. Right? Now the dinosaurs. What happened to the dinosaurs? And they'll tell you that this was a thing that was done by environmental extinction, right? What has the environmental people been screaming about? About land steward, about taking care of the earth to sustain life, right? And the dinosaurs, they went the way of extinction. Something to think about. What is the agenda here, really? What is the agenda, really? All right, and why is it happening in the cover of night? Why are we being bombarded from 20 different angles with constant stories so that we can, yeah, we still got crocodiles. You damn right about that. Right? And the CERN and this dimensional thing. And what did, what came through it? Because as soon as you turned it on, there was going to be a frequency that was going to change something. Why would the next day this destruction happen to the Georgia Stones? Oh, yes, we do have crocodiles in America. Okay, so let's get a tarot. Let's see what Spirit got to say about this. Don't we have crocodiles too? I believe we do, or at least we might have transported them here. Okay. Spirit. What's with this explosion that happened at the Georgia Stones, please? Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. As soon as I looked at it, I heard aristocrats, blue bloods, right? Blue bloods, right? Oh, we donate so much. We give to worthy causes. We came over on the Mayflower. This is something about land grabbing. Okay, that gathering aid, that taking of resources. Eight of Cups, right? I also feel like this Eight of Cups has something to do with an extraction of people, not us, the 500 million, an extraction. Okay, so I feel like each nation may already have the people that they plan to. And I feel like the number is much lower than that because they talked about perpetual balance, right? So meaning they would have it per ages, right? Because of the natural clock. So it would always stay in that realm, right? So they're not going to start off with 500 million, right? They probably start off with less because they know that people will give birth, right? And then they also want it to be a particular type of birth, a particular type that is born, right? Per their engineering, right? So the first card you have out here is the Devil. Let's take a look at that. That's quite possible, right? We're also headed towards the Capricorn full moon, which is represented by the Devil card, right? Spirit, why is this Devil card here? That is on the 12th. So here's the Devil. This is, toxic, fear, binding, obsession, right? I also feel like they're using a skeletal thing here, okay? But that also could be like a mummy, right? We did, they mentioned Isis, right? And then they had the Lovers. Now, on the traditional tarot, the Lovers and the Devil card look very similar. The only difference is that there's not chains binding them, right? So are they trying to give us the illusion that we have a choice in this? Because the Lovers cards means a choice, okay? Are they trying to instill fear but let us believe in some way that we've chosen the outcome here, right? Or that it's somehow us, right? With the Page of Pentacles, right? Is this a situation to stop? To me, the Page of Pentacles is the perpetual student, the forever student, right? And you have this mass awakening going on, right? And they need to have you choose fear over love, right? And they want to make you think like you have some choices here, but this is all being orchestrated. Okay, so you got the Page of Cups out here, Spirit. Why? So I'm getting the Page of Cups here. This looks like an evening ritual. And I just finished telling you, like, what did they do on those caps? What were they doing up there that caused that stain, right? And then you got the Six of Wands in reverse. I feel like that was a ritual because they felt like they were losing something. They were losing the battle. They were losing the ability to make this plan happen. Eight of Wands, okay? I feel like this was communicating, this ritual was some type of communication to spirit. Okay? And I don't even want to use the word spirit. I feel like This was a communication to a particular entity. Okay? I'm hearing, and I may not say it right because I don't really research this entity, Baphomet or Baphomet, okay? Three of Wands. With the King of Swords. So this is future thinking with the King of Swords, RC Christian. Okay? Future thinking, long-term plans, fact and logic, no tying in to emotional. Okay? Okay, this is not, so like, I feel like if it was a true land steward type thing, like I'm here to save the earth, right? This person would have came up maybe like the King of Cups, right? Where they have love for the world, right? Where they're, or even the King of Wands, where they feel inspired to take this action, right? To save the planet, right? This is the King of Swords. Cold. Future plan. Let me get one more. I have to be careful with the time because I have to be somewhere before 1 o'clock, okay? So here's the Chariot, okay? And I told you, I feel like they already have an extraction plan. Here's the Chariot of how to move forward or who's moving forward and who isn't, right? And then all of a sudden, Swahili and Hindu gets removed. And then they're like, oh, maybe that's too obvious. Let's take down the whole fucking monument. Oh, but what did you guys do with the time capsule or whatever the fuck was buried under there, huh? Who's got that now? Ace of Swords. And what was supposed to happen in 2014 that didn't? Okay? Ace of Swords. Some type of truth with the Four of Cups. I mean, the Three of Cups. Right? Third party. So there's a hidden player. Right? But it feels like they want to celebrate something. Or Three of Cups can also be an event. A truth event. A truth event. A truth event. Nine of Cups. Okay? So I feel like this Three of Cups about something that's going to be coming that reveals something. Something's being revealed. Now, this could be the mass awakening, but I feel like no. Okay, now also this event, this could have triggered this, could have been that certain thing. Okay, understand that. Okay? I feel an energy. Okay, they showed a car in the video, but I feel an energy came through for that, okay? 10 of Pentacles, Spirit, why? So remember I was saying just a second ago that this was about the gathering of aid, of resources, extracting resources, okay? So 10 of Pentacles, the coffers of the world. Look what comes out again. Isn't that the figure I just talked about? Doesn't he look like that? And the Nine of Pentacles. And how one individual wants power. One. Legions answer to one. That's what Spirit just said. The legions answer to one. And that's the person that we don't know. Five of Cups. Why? And remember, I said to you, and when you get a chance, after this is done, go check the reading I told you about, the solar, was it the solar? No, the Who reading. And listen from like 25 to about 30, right? And I said to you, they're going to attack the mothers, right? Here goes crying over spilled milk. This also could be a mass event, right? Everybody's sad, right? Look who it is, Queen of Pentacles, right? Queen of Pentacles, right? So attacking the feminine energy. Now also, in the reading that I did, it could have been the CERN. It was the CERN. It was the CERN. I said to you, I see a woman with light brown, blondish hair and a bob. This woman is coming up because of this, financially. Okay? She's like a face or something. They're saying a face. Right? But Three of Pentacles, she collaborates. So think Jeffrey Epstein, right? So Jeffrey Epstein was the one who was doing everything, but he had that woman, Maxine, doing everything. She's the one who went to jail for the shit. This is the patsy right here. Okay? The moon. What's good, BJ? You definitely got to rewind this, okay? That was the CERN video, yep. And Spirit be giving me a lot of these messages, usually like once a week. So I'm letting you know right now. Spirit must have already known they're going to have me covered because they be having me talking about some shit, okay? So here's the moon. This is the hidden knowledge, secret knowledge, okay? Remember, there is some alignment that was used in this monument. What's good, Jennifer LaRoe? You definitely want to go back and see this. There was something that has to do with this monument and alignment, right? Moon and solar planets type shit, right? So there's secrets and hidden knowledge and the Hermit, and back to only one person knowing it, right? Only one person knowing this information. Right? And look who shows up, the Knight of Swords, right? And I'm getting the Swords of Templar, right? So the Knights of Templar, so it feels like this is guarded by somebody. It was guarded by somebody, but I feel like the very same people that guarded it destroyed it. They're going to try to make it seem like it was like vandalism. The Star, I feel like they destroyed it because it was the playbook. And because something failed in the past, something with the 2014. And so they didn't want that part to be of the monument. This is why they cut a piece out, okay? Here's the Star, right? And this is astrological significance, right? But I also feel like this has to do with our soul path and the ways that we're being unlocked. And Three of Swords, right? And how somehow either we were going to discover the betrayal or they feel betrayed or brokenhearted because of the fact that there's this mass awakening, right? And the Fool, and they need to stop this new journey, right? Or maybe this was their exit plan, but now that we're onto them, like, you know, but I feel like they want to stop this ascension because we're going to calmer waters, right? And then they won't be able to leave us out in the cold if we are not needy and feeling like at their mercy, right? We're all becoming the Phoenix Rising, right? And then the coffers will be open and then they can't just rob us the way they have been doing, right? And the Two of Pentacles, and we might have options, right? Yeah, look at that. In Arkansas, they put a statue of Baphomet up, right? And Six of Cups. And, you know, they keep talking about, and they've been saying it, right? Great, make America great again, right? Causing all types of conflicts, but really what they want is the abundance, right? And who are they soulmates with, right? If you're trying to achieve this higher consciousness and be soulmates with your higher self, right? And the consciousness and the all is one, right? And who are their allegiance to? and the Six of Pentacles in reverse. Now remember, I told you that at the bottom of the deck, the Six of Pentacles, and what I saw was aristocrats, right? Or autocrats, right? Or an autocracy, right? Or the oligarchy, right? Does he look like he has good intentions? Right? And then here it comes up in reverse because you ain't getting shit. We ain't getting shit. Right? It's just a way, you know, but we're philanthropic people. But look at the people. Look at the people with burdens and waiting for supplies, okay? They could be begging. They could be, you know, think Boston Tea Party, right? Revolt. There ain't shit. We need things, right? Maybe they want that frequency. Maybe that's how they get to that 500 million. Okay? Andromeda, yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, there's something off, okay? We're at the Seven of Pentacles now. We're starting to put pieces together, but we're kind of stuck there. It's not, you know, there's missing pieces because many of these things were either destroyed, hidden, right? They were our watchers. And there's a whole other video, okay, where this shit started called the Watchers. Okay, so this has been like an incremental message that has been coming in, and now it's starting to come into focus, guys. All right? They want us to be, you know, defensive. Okay? Eight of Cups, right? Walk away, be afraid, right? Walk towards them, right? Let's get a kipper. Not going to stay here all day. I just kind of want to give you some food for thought. And then maybe, you know, we'll have a discussion later after you guys have had some time to process about what the fuck this is, right? And the 2014, I'm just getting a download. The 2014, is that the real fucking year? Because isn't it that's the year that it is right now in Ethiopia? Gang, didn't we talk about that? About how Ethiopia is on a different time? They're on the original calendar and we've gone on this, forget what it's called right now because I didn't research it because I didn't know I was going to get a download about it. But Gregorian, we're on the Gregorian calendar, right? But the original calendar, this would be 2014. And it's funny because that was what was cut out of the stone. And maybe they don't want to leave it there because then we might fucking remember, right? That this message dropped this year, right? About 2014, that we're really in 2014. Things that make you go, Lovers, adjudication, and gift. What's at the bottom of this deck? Community. All right, so let's get the shadow deck because I feel like what we really need is to know what's in the shadows. Spirit, what's with this Lovers? So I'm just giving you guys, what's good, Latasha? I'm giving you guys all this information because you guys need to start thinking about what the fuck is happening. Lovers, your body language says so much. So they'll tell you, it's like when your parents, and I said this shit yesterday in the reading. Remember, you know, when you was a kid and you did something wrong, you was about to get spanked and they're like, this is going to hurt you. This is going to hurt me just as much as it's going to hurt you. Bullshit, right? So they could be telling her, this is for your own good. Think who, think CERN, think all these things that we've been talking about, right? Think the EM, right? And what he's trying to do, right? With the meta, right? And then you have here, your body language says so much. So even though they're saying one thing, what we're really getting, when you read their energies, that you know that it's fictitious, it's not true. Okay? And listen, thank you for leaving me is at the bottom of the deck, right? So we're having this mass awakening. And I said this before, okay? We're having this mass awakening, right? And, you know, there's a lot of people right now who are trying to get world passports. They're trying to be taken out of the system. And I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but also what will you lose with that? Okay? What will you lose with that? Right? Maybe this information is getting out now and going viral because that's exactly what they want you to do, is go ahead and get that information. Go ahead and do that step. So that way they could say, well, you're on your own, or those are the people we get rid of because they're not part of us. Listen, y'all got to individually tap into what your spirit is telling you if that shit is for you. Okay? Adjudication. Don't think, listen, since forever, they've always been steps ahead because they've hidden the knowledge and we're trying to play catch up right now, okay? Adjudication. Adjudication, right? So this is like some type of decision that is being made, right? And what did I say? I said the thing with the dinosaurs, right? Look, I've been here before with others. This has happened before. This is a cycle. I never want to feel that way again, okay? And we've been talking about how certain organizations, people, whatever, feel threatened right now and why they feel threatened, right? And it has to do with the population and the demographic change planetarily, right? It's not just about nations, right? We're becoming a browner world. Gift. But here's the headbanger. We were all black and brown in the beginning, right? Right? But then, you know, you had the Caucasus Mountains and people, what's the word, spirit? Evolved, right? And then we had different colors, right? But everybody is a descendant of African descent, right? So they're trying to stop the natural progression of what we're supposed to be. And they're also trying to stop the numbers and the births. And you wouldn't think so, right? With the Roe versus Wade, but we've already decided who it is they want to have babies, right? I was careless with you with gift, right? You know, did they give us something, you know, right? That wasn't good? Or, you know, a lot of people, and I might even be one of them because I feel like a switcheroo, right? So you might be concentrating like, oh, they were trying to use this method and they use something totally different. I mean, they could just put it in your tap water. It doesn't fucking matter, right? So here we are, you know, resisting this thing. If that's the plan, they'll put it in mad shit. So don't get it fucked up. These people don't miss. All right, so this big thing, I feel like that shit was a distraction too. That shit was a distraction too, because while you fighting, do we get it, do we don't get it, we don't get it, they probably already put it in every fucking medicine that there is to man. So this shit is an absurdity. It's a distraction. Okay, they've been using chemtrails. They've been using the water. So you think that they need that? Is that what you really think? Does that make sense to you? We are not right for each other, right? We are not right for each other, right? Segregation. We're not right for each other. You should have yours and I should have mine, right? And we only want these 8, not 8, 6. We only want these 6 languages, okay? Spirit. All right, guys, I really got to wrap up because I got shit to do. And I knew this was going to be a long reading. This is why I came on so early. Anything else? Anything else from this deck? Last shuffle. Yep. And here's the killer. CERN's been around for 50 years basically too, even if it was by another name. Okay, this was done in that machine was tried to be used before. Okay, also Hitler was trying to tinker with dimensions and things like that. So whose playbook do they have? And we talked about that in another reading. I think it was the Watchers, when I was saying to you that they were trying to revive that energy, but they needed a host. Remember that? And how DT volunteered, but they thought he was too stupid. Remember that? And the lost ones, these were all the videos that Spirit gave us about this weird shit that's happening. There were several of them, at least 10 in the last 3 months. Okay, y'all need to may have to go back. Sorry, and put the pieces together for yourself, but something ain't right. All right, finances and career came out. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now, right? And what's your purpose? I know what I'm here to do, right? These people have a purpose, okay? It's not just the land steward, like they're trying to say, oh, this is just like a good guideline that would be good for humanity. No, there's a purpose, and it has to do with money and control, right? And then passion is here too. Spirit, why? Yeah, and the fire in the ocean. There's just been so many things. China's sky was red like a month ago. Okay, so you got you know, they were trying to make I think they did do it, a artificial sun. I mean, there's just so much going on right now. Okay, so here goes passion. And it says, allow your soul, your heart and soul to sing with joy, right? And this is what we're all like being unlocked and being passionate about our awakening, right? And then you have the, yeah. And then you have friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Oh, we're going to help you with this gathering aid. Come to us. We'll help you. But right. But what came out after that? Right? Failure. I also feel like something's being accelerated because they feel like they're losing this battle because of the Grand Awakening, okay? And as I was saying, remember when we go to sleep that we need to put our minds to think positively, right? Humor, right? And it says, I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. And I told you that's what they were trying to prevent us from doing, because this doesn't allow our frequency to be manipulated. Okay, so we're gonna get a postcard, and then I really do have to skate. Okay, I wish I had more time. I would have kept going, but leave your comments in the regular description box, okay? And we will, you know, explore this if it needs more exploration, okay? And I will, when I'm done, I will also link the videos and things that I told you that I would, okay? I'll put them in the description box for this video. Thank you, Spirit. But I really do have to go. I'm like gonna be running late in a second. Yeah, the energy. They want all-encompassing power, but humans can't handle the pure energy. Okay, so this postcard says, we have a secret to share with you. If you act as if all is well, it will be. Act as if you are brave and you will have courage. Act as if you are loved and you will Be a magnet to love and experience the love of spirit. Act as if your prayers have been answered, as if you are truly in sync with the good fortune. How you think is how you will see the world. Interact with it and draw conclusions from it. If you want to be the person who has the life you want, co-creating and loving what is yours, you need to start acting as if this were truth. Didn't I start off with saying this? Don't worry about the conditions in your life that seem empty or cavernous, chaotic or barren. These are temporary and don't even count. Defy them and act as if you're the luckiest person on the planet. You will be, for you already are. That's the real secret. You are infinite potential. And isn't that what I said, that they wanted to shut that down and make you feel like you needed them because you're a sovereign being and they want control over your energy? Didn't I just say that? Yes. Okay, and the second and the last postcard says, selfless giving is the elixir so sweet and life-giving and amazing that it should be customary for everyday living. Right now, generosity is being asked of you. Let go of debt. Release all obligations, or do a solid kindness for someone for no other reason than as an exercise of the heart. You will be surprised how quickly a generous heart is repaid. You know, it often doesn't happen in the immediate exchange, so temper your expectations. Know that life has an uncanny way of sending miracles seemingly unrelated to your kindness, yet interconnected in magical ways. The more you act from generosity, the bigger your heart grows and the more love and abundance you will experience. We also know that someone could be entering your life with a generous offer for you. Take it and trust you are worthy and deserving of it. You have to receive, not just to give. So remember when I was saying become self-sufficient, we're going to be helping each other because it feels like we can't go to them. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. I got to skate. All right. I just really wanted to talk to you guys about this because I couldn't stop thinking about this last night once I saw what had happened, all right? So I'm wishing you all light and love and blessings on blessings. Namaste, gang, gang. Bye.